Royal magic returns. Princess Leonor's lavished 2025 Denmark wedding wins every heart. The air was thick with anticipation. Europe held its breath. Cameras flashed. Bells rang. And there she was, Princess Leonor of Spain, walking into history. Everyone expected a royal wedding, but what unfolded was something far greater. A moment of magic. A story of love, legacy, and rebirth. But what made this wedding so different? Why did millions across Spain, Denmark, and the world call it the most enchanting royal event of the decade? And how did one young woman turn centuries of royal tradition into a living fairy tale that left no heart untouched? Let's go inside the royal magic that captured the world. When news broke that Princess Leonor, the future Queen of Spain, would marry in Denmark, royal watchers were stunned. Two nations, bound by history, divided by heritage, were about to unite in one breathtaking celebration. The heir to the Spanish throne and the beloved Danish prince, a union that blended two of Europe's oldest royal bloodlines into one moment of timeless beauty. The ceremony took place in Copenhagen's Grand Cathedral, its ancient walls bathed in soft light and royal grace. Every corner told a story. The music echoed with reverence. The scent of white roses and orange blossoms filled the air, Leonor's personal tribute to both Spain and Denmark. And then, the moment everyone had been waiting for, her entrance. The doors opened, and silence fell. Princess Leonor stepped into the light, wearing a gown that seemed to breathe. Designed in Madrid and completed in Copenhagen, it was a masterpiece of modern artistry and timeless royal symbolism. Layers of silk, hand-stitched lace, and subtle gold thread reflected her heritage, regal yet tender. Every detail told a story: the embroidery from Spain's royal archives, the Danish pearls gifted by Queen Margrethe, and the flowing silhouette representing a new generation of royal elegance. People watching around the world gasped. It wasn't just a dress, it was a declaration. A message that royalty could evolve, could feel, could inspire. As Leonor walked toward her groom, her expression revealed both confidence and vulnerability. She was not just Spain's future queen, she was a young woman in love, standing at the threshold of her destiny. Her father, King Felipe, held back tears. Queen Letizia, radiant yet emotional, watched her daughter step into history. And standing at the altar, Prince Christian of Denmark. Calm, composed, his eyes never leaving hers. When their hands met, the world saw what every fairy tale had promised, that even in palaces, love can still be pure. But behind the beauty, there was depth. This wasn't just another royal union, it was a political and cultural bridge. Spain and Denmark, two royal families long admired but rarely connected, now stood side by side. Their marriage represented a new era of cooperation, friendship, and modern monarchy. Even the speeches reflected this unity. King Felipe spoke not only as a father, but as a man moved by the tides of history. Queen Margrethe of Denmark smiled, recalling her own youth, her words filled with warmth and wisdom. And when Leonor spoke, her voice trembled just slightly, genuine, heartfelt, unforgettable. She thanked her family, her people, and her new home. She spoke of love not as a crown, but as a duty, a promise to serve with grace, humility, and compassion. Those words struck every heart. In that moment, Leonor didn't sound like a princess. She sounded like a queen. After the ceremony, the newlyweds emerged to thunderous applause. The cathedral bells rang across Copenhagen as rose petals rained from above. It was a vision of joy, centuries of tradition blending seamlessly with modern wonder. The reception was another masterpiece. The banquet hall at Amalienborg Palace glittered under crystal chandeliers. Every table reflected a blend of Spanish warmth and Danish sophistication. The menu honored both nations, Iberian seafood alongside Nordic delicacies, with wines hand-selected from Spain's royal vineyards. But it wasn't the luxury that captured attention, it was the feeling. Guests described an atmosphere of genuine happiness, laughter, and love. Even the most formal royals appeared relaxed, dancing, smiling, connecting. It felt human, real. The most touching moment came later that evening. Leonor and Christian's first dance. The orchestra began softly, a blend of Spanish guitar and Danish harp, a melody created just for them. As they danced, the crowd watched in silence. It wasn't rehearsed perfection. It was something deeper, two souls moving together in rhythm, as though they had known each other far longer than their years. Cameras zoomed in on Queen Letizia wiping a tear. King Felipe placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. The world saw not just royalty, but family. And as the night unfolded, another layer of magic appeared. The balcony moment. Leonor and Christian stepped out to greet the thousands gathered below, their faces illuminated by fireworks bursting over Copenhagen's sky. It was pure enchantment, a royal kiss that will be remembered for generations. But what truly made this wedding unforgettable wasn't its grandeur, it was its heart. Every gesture, every word, every glance carried meaning. Leonor wasn't trying to impress, she was connecting. She represented a generation of royals who balanced tradition with humanity, elegance with empathy. Fashion critics called her gown the rebirth of royal style. World leaders praised the symbolic unity of the event. And millions of fans online described it simply as perfect. Yet behind the perfection was a young woman stepping into immense responsibility. As Queen Letizia once did, Leonor must now learn to navigate the delicate line between power and purpose. But if this wedding was any indication, she's already doing it with extraordinary grace. The following morning, newspapers across Europe printed the same image, Leonor and Christian, hand in hand, smiling beneath the Danish sun. The headline in Spain read, "Our Queen of Hearts." In Denmark, "A New Royal Dawn." And across the world, hearts melted at the sight of two young royals redefining what it means to love in the modern age. As dawn broke over Copenhagen, the fairy lights dimmed, but the feeling lingered. Something about this wedding felt different, not staged, not forced, but real. Leonor had brought magic back into royalty, the kind of magic that doesn't come from diamonds or crowns, but from authenticity, kindness, and unity. And that's why millions say this wasn't just the royal wedding of the year. It was the royal wedding of a lifetime. Because sometimes, the world doesn't need another spectacle. It needs a story that reminds us of hope, of love, of magic. And Princess Leonor's 2025 wedding did just that, it made us believe again. The royal magic has returned. And it shines brighter than ever.